Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of MetalCast. I'm your host, Karen Edwards, and in today's episode, we are going to be talking all about roll-up doors and hallway systems. And I'm really thrilled to welcome Shannon Conrady from Central States. Shannon, welcome.
Well, hi, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is going to be a great conversation. But before we dive in, could you just introduce yourself and let us know what you do there at Central States?
Certainly, Karen. I am the marketing director at Central States, and I've been with the organization for roughly 5 years. Most of my professional background, though, has been in the door industry, or at least the adjacent door industry. So I'm excited to be talking about doors with you today.
Yeah, it's not something that we talk about often on this podcast. So I think, we like to talk about all parts of the building, and doors are a pretty important part of the building, if you ask me. So tell us first a little bit about Central States for those that may not know. How long have you been around and what do you do?
So Central States is headquartered in Northwest Arkansas. We are a 100% employee-owned company, and we have 11 factories nationwide, and we have 2 in construction at the moment that will be coming on later this year that we're really excited about. But basically, Central States has 3 business units. We have a manufacturing division that manufactures the light gauge metal needed for metal buildings. And then we have a building package division where you can buy the building as a complete package. And then we have a 3rd division where you take that complete package and have it installed. So we're trying to reach the metal industry with as much service and quality as possible. And fortunately, doors are just going to be another extension of that. Doors and hallways for the self-storage industry.
Shannon, as I was preparing to have you on the podcast today, I was just thinking about the self-storage industry, and I was thinking about, we have a lot of storage units in this country. We have a lot of stuff, right?
Yes. It's kind of funny you mentioned that, Karen. There's more storage facilities actually than there is fast food.
Oh, no.
The United States self-storage is a $44 billion industry. So Central States provides the light gauge cold roll formed metal needed for the self-storage building. The hallway and door system is the interior portion of that you and I experience when we go rent a unit.
Okay. And, I think about people that are renting that unit. They're just yanking those doors up and open and slamming them down, and they're not thinking about being nice to the door. So I imagine it's really important to make sure that those doors can withstand that kind of use and abuse.
Yes. When Central States went to market, one of the things that was really important and that I'm pretty passionate about is that we've raised the standard that's being offered to the industry. And what I mean by that is the quality of the product and the field considerations. And Central States has a reputation of being easy to work with. And so I'm really excited and proud about how much thought our engineering team has put into thinking about the installer and thinking about the maintenance associated with our product. It makes me feel good about the fact that we're bringing such a high quality product to the market, and they deserve it.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what makes your solutions better. You said raising the bar. Can you talk a little bit about some of those standards and where, it's not the bare minimum, you're making it rise above that bare minimum to work longer and perform better, right?
Exactly. So one of the things that we were adamant about when we developed the roll-up door is that we wanted to make sure there was a dead axle design on the door. So even though the self-storage door typically doesn't get any larger than a 10 by 10, the dead axle design is the same as you would find on a 20 by 20. What's important about that is that it extends the lifetime of the door because the springs are all equally tensioned with the same amount of stress, and it makes it much easier to maintenance. So it's just a much more appropriate engineering design than, say, a live axle design that is also what you would find in the industry at the moment. Another upgrade that we did is in our spring wire. So typically, the door industry uses a spring wire that has a standard of ASTM 229. We decided to go with an ASTM 228. And you would say, well, what's the difference? The 229 spring is a black oil tempered spring. It is very strong, but over time, if it doesn't stay lubricated, it can get brittle and it will break. Our 228 spring is music wire, Karen. Like
Interesting.
literally music wire. The properties of the steel alloys in that wire give it a higher tensile strength. It also gives it good elastic limits. So we feel like that it's going to increase the life of the door because it can withstand more stresses and it doesn't require greasing. Our 228 spring wire springs do not require any additional lubricants. There's no maintenance associated with that, which is music to a self-storage owner's ears when it comes to the maintenance and the ongoing maintenance program associated with their facility.
Wow.
So we're pretty excited about it. We are the only ones right now in the industry we are the only ones right now in the industry that are offering this type of spring, and we're pretty stoked.
Yeah.
It is a more expensive spring, but again, the industry's worth it. Our customers deserve the best.
Well, and from the owner's perspective, think about that. If you know that spring is not going to require the maintenance over time, it's actually probably going to save you money by investing in the better spring to begin with.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
I love the pun, the music to their ears. That was good, by the way.
Thank you. The other thing that I am super proud and excited to share is that I feel like there was a very intentional approach to the installer's experience with the Central States door. Some manufacturers have a variety of fasteners and sizes, and so you have to practically carry your toolbox with you when you go install it. The Central States door uses the same fastener for the jamb and the bracket and the door stop. And so there's just one fastener size in the hardware bag. And you don't have to worry about having the 3/8 tip or the 5/8 tip, which is swapping the tips out and making adjustments to go to the next step of the installation process. Our bags are kitted by unit. So the little hardware bag has all the parts in it necessary for a door to be installed in a particular unit. We don't bulk pack. We keep it all together so that keeps the job site nice and neat and clean and well organized. And then our brackets are installed on our door assemblies, and our latches are factory assembled onto the door curtain also. So there's just a lot less time and effort and know-how really required for our 6500 series door.
Wow. Organization is key because I've never installed a door, but I have put furniture together. And when it comes with everything in one big bag and I have to sort it out and figure out what part goes where, that takes a lot of time. So I'm sure feedback has been great from contractors on that.
Yes, our doors are actually very consumer friendly. The self-storage door, that's what makes it such a great component for the industry, is because it's a lightweight door. It's simple to install. It doesn't install like a sectional door does. It doesn't have the 72 pieces and every hinge that has to get connected to every piece. And so it is very consumer friendly that a homeowner or a do-it-yourself kind of person could totally install this door in 15, 20 minutes. You just have to be mindful of when you're tensioning the spring, because a spring under tension can cause bodily injury. So you have to follow the directions and make sure that you're doing it correctly and properly. We have video that helps identify how to do that. And our tension adjuster on our door makes it very easy to just click. And we have a little pawl tensioner that if you have to take tension off the door, then you lift the pawl and rotate the tension wheel back counterclockwise, and it would take some stress off. But I mean, that's really the most critical part, of installing a door.
Yeah, see, I would hire a professional. Even though it's easy, some things are better left to the professionals. And that, in my mind, that's one of them. But yeah, no, that's great. So I want to just talk about, we said hallway, like, and I'm envisioning storage units. Yep, you can go inside and you're walking down the long hallway. But some storage units have external doors. Is this a product that works there too?
So our 6500 can be installed in a climate control setting. Our 6500 can be installed in a climate control setting or exterior on buildings. Currently, it goes up to a 10 by 10, and it's the same sort of installation. It doesn't matter. We will provide different bulb type weather stripping on the bottom, depending on which application you use. Those doors are applicable for both situations. Sometimes in storage, you have a situation where the roll up door doesn't have the cubic space to roll back up behind the opening. And in that particular case, you can go with a swing door. So a swing door in the self storage world is not a man door, but it has the same look and it has the same profile as the roll up door. So it matches really well, but it's actually just on hinges and you open it up just like you would a normal door. It normally has the same kind of latch as a roll up door. So they look very well together. They pair well together, visually speaking, when you're going down the hallway. It's just a different way to enter a tenant's unit.
And you are able to do custom sizes, right? Like it doesn't have to be a standard size opening.
Correct. Yes, absolutely. 100%. A door can be built any size on an inch increment. So if you're opening a 7-Eleven by 6'8", then that's what you should order, because it's the manufacturer's responsibility to make sure that we cover that opening size adequately. It's not the contractor's or the consumer's responsibility to know what the overlap needs to be for that door. So yes. And then on top of that, we have 31 colors to choose from.
Wow.
And I feel like sometimes we're an ice cream shop, but it's just metal. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. And colors are always, being added because there's new color fads and new color trends. And so if there's a particular color that you need that's not necessarily on the sheet, we can actually see about getting it for you. So we want to be easy to work with. And as new things come on board, we want to be able to provide that to our customers.
Yeah, I think the colors are important because these public storage facilities or self-storage facilities, they're not always pretty, right? So the more aesthetically pleasing we can make them for the people who have to drive by them every day or see them every day, the better. So 31 colors, I love it. It's fun, right?
Yes, yes. And the other thing is, metal buildings have a large number of colors to pick from also, depending on, your profiles and the trim and that sort of stuff. One of the cool things about Central States is that we have the metal building colors and we have the door colors, and we can be a one-stop shop for contractors and developers. So we're very excited about that. Who doesn't want to save on freight?
Right. Yeah. No, I love the one-stop shop. And then let's talk a little bit. And I don't even know this question, but do you offer warranties?
We do have warranties. Yeah. Our doors are covered with a 3-year spring warranty, and our paint on the doors are a 40-year film integrity warranty and a 40-year chalk and fade warranty. So it's going to last a very long time. We have worked with Sherwin-Williams and getting those paint colors and getting that chemistry correct. It's amazing to me how much more durable paint has gotten on metal, just overall. I remember when it was a 5-year warranty or just a 15-year warranty, Right. And now we're talking 40. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So metal has definitely come a long, long, long way.
It has. Yeah. Where you put paint on metal and it doesn't last very long, especially when it's exposed to the elements. But Sherwin-Williams, they've done an amazing job with the technologies that they put in place and the things that it can do. That's fantastic. I love it. So one more question for you, because I'm fascinated because I don't know anything about this industry or doors. Are you seeing, on other buildings, metal buildings, maybe that are going to have a loading dock? They need a dock door. Are you able to supply that to the market?
So we can supply that to the market if it's a 10-foot wide by 10-foot tall opening or less. So on your warehouse buildings, typically you have a 12 by 12, a 12 by 14, something like that. And we're working on the product line to be able to bring that to market, but it's not quite ready quite yet. And we're also working on win-rated product line to bring that to the market. I really want to say Central States is committed to providing a full product line of doors for metal buildings. It's just going to take us a minute to get that production in-house and get it geared up.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned at the beginning of the conversation that you're building 2 new manufacturing facilities. So I'm sure that's going to contribute to expanding that line of solutions that you do have for people.
Yes. We are building a plant in Tooele, Utah, which will also manufacture doors and be able to service the West Coast of the United States. Our East Coast is serviced by our Graniteville, South Carolina location. And then we have a frame plant that will be hot rolled steel in Springdale, Arkansas, and that will service nationwide. So we're really excited about the growth and the expansion and our product lines that, we're going to be bringing to market here in the very near future.
Yeah, that's exciting. And I want to talk a little bit about how do contractors buy the doors and the systems? What are they buying from you? Are they working with distribution? What does that look like?
So a contractor can buy a door and hallway system from a metal building subcontractor, kind of like Elevate Structures, or they can, where Elevate will install that system for you. Or they can buy it from Central States Building Works, where they just get the package and they do the installation. Or if they have a relationship with Central States, they can order it directly from Central States as the manufacturer. So there's 3 main ways we can get this product to the industry. To learn more, a contractor can contact us at centralstatesco.com. And one of our sales reps would be happy to reach out to you.
All right. One more question, because this is always really important, I think, is talk to me a little bit about the customer support that you offer and the customer service, because I know in the notes earlier, we were talking about we want to create raving fans. So tell me a little bit about how you support contractors.
A Central States company has 3 pillars. We act in love, we can do, and we own it. In our response to customer service, it incorporates those 3 elements of what our mission is. And if you've got a problem, we'll help you with it. We want you to succeed, because when you succeed, or when the contractor succeeds, we succeed. Our success is built on our customer success. And we recognize that the customer comes before us. And we want to be there for you. And that's what we strive to do on a daily basis, whether we're bending the metal, whether we're delivering the metal, whether we're taking the order for the metal. It's a personal initiative for all of our employee owners to have you in mind when we're doing our jobs. And so that's one of the elements about Central States that I love the most, because it is real and it is true, and we live it every day. And that's how we make our raving fans.
That's fantastic. Wow. Shannon, thank you so much for being here today. This was fascinating and interesting. I hope that our listeners out there have learned and maybe even want to consider getting into this growing $44 billion industry. Wow. Thank you so much, Shannon.
Thank you, Karen. It was a pleasure.
And if you didn't catch that website, just go to metalcoffeeshop.com. Central States has a full directory on there with contact information, links, phone numbers. You can find out everything you need to know there and get in touch with the team. And thank you all for listening today. Be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform, because we don't want you to miss a thing. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.